Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Football Manager 2016, and this is the potentially title-winning game against Atalanta, who've now dropped down to third. There's been no changes since the last commentary, so we're just going to get straight into this one here. I'm just making some final adjustments to player roles. Obviously, I've brought in a slightly rotated team, so we're playing the likes of Blazikowski, Ferry, Old Sheik, Poyet, Zapata, and thankfully Donnarumma, who's now back. Not at all in any sharpness as you'd expect. However, we've got to give him games. And although sharpness doesn't really matter as much for a goalkeeper, it's not the biggest deal in the world. So I'm just going to see how it goes here. We've got Baka playing. I was going to play Benteke, but I need to play Baka, who's getting a little bit concerned, mainly because he's been shit this season. Again, it's like I can't just say to him, mate, you've been shit, because then he'll just sulk. So there you go. So basically, it works out like this. If we just look at Serie A, Juventus have, in fact, played their game earlier, so we can theoretically knock Atalanta out of the title race here. All of a sudden, Juve just come from nowhere. They were sort of in the bottom Europa League spots for a while, and now all of a sudden they've just shot right up. So that's a bit annoying. And yeah, so if we draw here, then we can't win the title, but that will knock Atalanta out. And that will then mean, in fact, would I be right in saying, no, if we do draw, I tell a lie, sorry, I'm talking complete rubbish. If we do draw, we win, so win the league. So we'll just give it a go. So I don't know why I suddenly thought that. Right, Blazikowski will be the captain for today, because we have that few senior players. Here's their team. For some reason, I was looking at that team going, God, that Inter Milan team is really weak. What the hell happened? I don't know why I just thought that. Anyway, Poyet up with a long ball to Baka here, who returns the favour, and that's the first highlight. So, obviously, this would be quite good if we could just win the league here, and then we don't have to worry anymore. Especially, obviously, because that means we don't have to. We can just focus all our energy then on the Champions League, and Niang going close there. Half decent effort from him to start the game. The next game obviously is going to be against PSG, and it's going to be tricky. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be very tricky, but I'm hopeful. I've done it before. I can do it again and overturn a big deficit in a semi-final second leg. We're just going to have to see how it goes. Playing the strongest team virtually, so Donnarumma will be back in goal, so that's at least that's a huge positive. That's a very, very big positive. His chance. Oh, penalty. It's a penalty. Foul on Niang. Now, who's going to be taking this? It is Carlos Baka, not Jeremy Menez. He's not on the pitch. Our usual penalty taker. So here is Baka. And he sends the keeper the wrong way, and that is 1-0. Nice and easy, really. So as it stands, 11 points clear of Juventus. That is more than enough to win the league after this game. Obviously, we just need to make sure we see this one out. A clean sheet on Donnarumma's return would be handy. He has been out a while, Donnarumma. I think he's been out for about 6 weeks, I want to say. I don't think it was that many. It certainly feels like it. It just came from nowhere, the fact that we had Donnarumma get injured. And the funny thing was, when he actually got injured, Endozomo was injured at the same time. It was just he just so happened to be on a very short injury, like he sprained his wrist or something, which kept him out for like 3 days. So thankfully it didn't matter. And by the time the match came around, it didn't matter. It was an international break, so he was able to recover in time. So that was slightly fortunate. However, it is. I've talked about this before, saying, is it just me, or on FM16 are there way more goalkeeper injuries? It just gives me another opportunity to say this, to be honest with you. But it certainly does feel like there's loads more injuries to keepers. Am I the only one? Maybe I found that to be the case when I was playing with Fulham. Not obviously that goalkeepers don't get injured. I mean, that's incredibly naive thing to think, but I just think that compared to previous years, there has been a substantial increase in goalkeeper injuries. Maybe they're just more, injury prone. Maybe I have just been incredibly unlucky in that Donnarumma, his injury proneness, and the Fulham goalkeeper, whoever it was, injury proneness is also quite high. I don't know. Here's Zapata making it 2-0 from a corner. So that's handy. Because he's been terrible all season, so at least some sort of positive there. So I think, considering they're in third place, they have given us absolutely no game at all, and Baka really should score there. That should be 3-0. Yeah, we've barely even had to think on this game. So, yeah, not bad at all, I don't think. I might. Don't I have to make it just a minor tweak? Actually, no, I won't. It ain't broke, don't fix it. There's no real need to. It's been very comfortable. I do expect Atalanta to come out as a little bit harder in the second half, provided they don't score here. There we go. There's hardly been anything going on for Atalanta. They've barely been in it. Here's a chance for Fabinho to cross it. Go on, he's got all the time in the world. And there's Ferry, waiting for him to score. I'm trying to justify myself giving him a contract, because I looked at him for ages, and I was about to release him, and I looked at his potential and thought, could be all right. Could be, and as I stress, could be. But I think this is probably his, according to the ratings anyway, his worst performance so far. I mean, because he hasn't actually done anything for once. He usually has quite a decent effect on the game when he plays. You know, he usually averages sort of around a 7, which is average. You know, it doesn't mean he's out of his depth. There you go, it's gone right back up now to 6.9, which is the default, I think, or around about average. Oh, and again, they're going a bit closer. I might just bring us back slightly to standard now and make a change. Let's see, could we bring off? I don't really want to bring anyone on, to be honest. Tell you what, I'll bring off Ferry for Bonaventura. Let's try that. I don't know if Bonaventura is actually going to be sticking around next year, because I'm not sure when his contract is up. They will get a bit pouty and start yelling at you and saying, "Oh, you're not giving me enough first team football" and all that. And by the time you're at that stage, you're fighting a lost fight. It's gone. You're just better off selling them, to be brutally honest with you. On FMT anyway, I think there's a little bit more wiggle room on regular Football Manager. I'm just going to bring Benteke on again for the last few moments, and that'll do it, I think. We've saw this one out. It's been very, very comfortable. Kind of underwhelming way to win the title, really, but that's kind of been representative of this league so far. We haven't had a real challenge. I mean, look at Juventus. I mean, they're miles behind us. And, Atalanta for a while, they could still theoretically finish second. Oh, they've scored. Shit. That's put a slight gloss, that's taken the gloss off it, hasn't it? That's going to skim all the way through. Błaszczykowski to hit it. I was going to say, please just smash that. So there we go. 2-1, and I think now if I click this button, that means, yep, clinched Serie A titles. That's another Scudetto. 2 in a row, or it will. Let's see, it enters, Italy Hall of Fame. An unusual feat for a foreign-born manager, so 2 times in a row. And it was almost a foregone conclusion, because it was, if we look, I'll check that Hall of Fame in a second, no one could really keep with us. We've still had 5 defeats, all not particularly bad, but 5 defeats nevertheless. And Juventus beat us twice, but they're still miles away. And then you look outside the top 3, and then it's like it's another world nearly. So it's been a very strange year where we've just sort of coasted along. It's not been particularly difficult at all. Here's the top. Obviously, I know there's still 2 games left, but here's the top goal scorers. We've got Menez. Mania did come into this briefly. He's fallen away. Calabria joint top with Pereira and Vasovic for assists. I think Calabria's 5th there as well in the average rating. There was another player here at some point. Where has he gone? I think he might have dropped down now. There's one of our. Where's he gone? It was Pastore. Oh, he's had some. Yeah, he's kind of dipped. His average rating was a lot higher than that, but he kind of dipped, I think, in the latter half of the season. So let's just check the old Hall of Fame then. Don't know why it's in this menu. I never quite got that. So where are we? We're only on 394 points. We're still absolutely miles away. Let's see. So nation. Yeah, we've actually overtaken Mourinho. Oh, sorry, we're level with Mourinho, who won 2 Serie A's, 1 TIM Cup and 1 Super Coppa, and that is in fact identical. He just did it with Inter. So the top is, of course, as you'd expect, Trapattoni. In fact, I am the only English manager. But I guess that one to take over lead home here, he would be... I probably butchered that, I'm sorry, so any Swedes watching. One to take over this, then I guess we will be the most successful foreign manager in Italy. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? That's a good aim. So you're going to have to go quite a while to beat Trapattoni, who won the Serie A 5 times. Oh, sorry, 7 times. 5 with Juventus and twice with Inter. So, yeah, that's a kind of cool little bonus there. Right, so I'm going to go away now. I'm going to prepare a tactic for this, or figure something out as we try and return a 5-2. It's 5-2 to Paris Saint-Germain. We're going to have to try and overturn a 3-goal deficit. Well, we do have away goals on our side, but that's a big if in the Paris Saint-Germain not scoring. We'll have to see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. Please do join me for this game. It should be a belter. So thanks for watching. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.